Hi everyone, today is Wednesday, February 13th, and I am Melissa, the Cupcake Stitcher, coming to you from Ohio. I want to welcome back to my next video. I know I told you that I was going to be more active on here this year, and so far I'm obviously off to a great start. I did plan to make a video about 2 weeks ago. That was like the first free day that I had, and then I woke up horribly sick, and I think I took like 4 naps that day. So I am back today. I have a ton to show you, of course, on either side of my couch here next to me, and we're just gonna get right into it. So if you are new, I want to welcome you to my channel. Obviously I talk about cross stitch here, which is why this is a Flosstube video, and I also like to bake cupcakes, which is why my name is Cupcake Stitcher. So welcome if you're returning, welcome back. It's always great to have returning people come and hang out with me for a little bit. So lots of ums today, lots and lots of ums, and we're just gonna keep rolling with them. So what has happened since the new year? I went to Stitch Away, which was amazing. As always, it's my second time going to Stitch Away. Stitch Away last year was the first retreat I ever went on. Since then I've been to StitchCon, and then we did our own little private stitching retreat with my Flosstube gang, as you have probably all heard about from several different channels. And so Stitch Away is probably my favorite of between StitchCon and Stitch Away. It's just got a different feel to it. It's great after the holidays to just go somewhere, hang out, relax, and stitch. It's got a really laid back vibe. You know, I don't think I changed out sweatpants the whole weekend, which is a-okay in my books. And lots of good laughs and just good stitchy time with friends. So I went on Wednesday. The actual Stitch Away event doesn't start until Thursday, I believe. But I went Wednesday last year, and I don't think I will ever shorten my week. So it's Wednesday through Sunday. The whole Flosstube gang, Pam and Steph, Candy, Sharon, Tony, Crystal, Lisa, Delisha. I'm probably forgetting Katie. How did I forget Katie Glass? There's 10 of us in total. We all went on Wednesday and had a little table in the back of the room. They had a Crockpot Friday before to kind of talk about who was bringing what. I was not able to go because I work till 6, 7 o'clock on Friday nights, and they're about an hour and a half, 2 hours away. So I wasn't able to go to that, but of course I was told that I would be bringing cupcakes, which I had already planned, so it was perfect. I was laughing in one of my Instagram videos because when I was packing up, getting ready to go, I had 5 bags of stuff for 5 days, plus 2 cupcake carriers. So I had a lot in my car, and I came back with a lot of stuff too. So it was just a great time. We did chili one day in one of the rooms. We did baked potatoes, just to kind of help cut down on costs a little bit. There's a bar and a restaurant on site at the lodge, Houston Woods in Ohio, and the food is great, but it's nice to just kind of be able to go hang out in a room and get a meal for much cheaper. So we all kind of pitched in. Like I said, I have a ton of stuff here to show. There were some gifts that got passed around, of course, and yeah, so Stitch Away happened. My birthday happened. I turned 29 on January 28th. Not a very exciting day. I went to work. I had more patients than I normally did, and I picked up Chipotle for dinner. And then I came home and I cleaned my fridge because it was trash night. Welcome to 29, Melissa. It's exciting stuff, guys. Adult birthdays are exciting stuff. So I also had a Pilates course thrown in there somewhere one weekend. I think that was the weekend right before my birthday, if I remember correctly, which is why I think I was sick then the Wednesday after my birthday, just because I hadn't been sleeping much. I had like a perpetual eye twitch that lasted for about a week. And when I looked it up, it said eye twitching can be caused from sleep deprivation, caffeine intake, and stress. And I was like, check, check, check. That's since gone away. I've gotten quite a bit more sleep lately and kind of gotten back into the regular rhythm of things. So, not much more has been going on in terms of life events. So we're going to get into stitching stuff. I have a ton of things to show you. So I did a small whip parade because I think I only had like 12, 15, somewhere in there pieces starting 2019. And I have worked on every single whip except one since the new year started. So I'm pretty proud of that. I have 3 new starts. I have a finish. And a lot of this is in part due to the Magical Stitches group that I'm sure you have all heard about. I know Jessie Marie has talked about it, many other big Flosstubers. The group is run by Vicki and Kate. They do a fantastic job, and I really like it. I didn't really have a plan of what I was going to stitch this year. I was just going to kind of stitch what I want, when I want, and I'm still kind of doing that to an extent, but the challenges, the weekly homework, so there's weekly homework, monthly extra credit stitching, and then yearly extra credit stitching. You know, they give you a ton of different prompts. So you just kind of have to figure out how to put your piece into those prompts. So most of them I've been able to complete so far. There's been a few extra credit challenges. Pretty much the homework, they make it so that you can complete. Like if you don't have a piece that fits a certain topic, you just normally have to stitch like extra stitches. So you have to double the amount. So I think there's one, and it's stitch something with a cat. And I don't think I have any projects with a cat. So if I want points for that, I just, instead of stitching the 200 that they say I have to stitch, I have to stitch 400 stitches on another project. So the weekly homework is pretty doable. I always try and get those done. And then, some of the extra credit I haven't been able to complete. Like there's one that was like stitch 300 stitches and DMC 934 for platform 9 3/4. So out of all of my projects, I didn't have anything that had DMC 934. So there have been some people that have just been like, well, I just stitched this in that thread. And I'm like, that's fine. If you want to do that, I'm going to stitch. If I can make it work, I will. But I'm not necessarily going to go out of my way like that to get something to work. And so doing that group has really inspired me to work on a bunch of different projects. I've enjoyed kind of switching things out. I haven't been posting much on Instagram because I feel like I do 100, 200 stitches at a time. I just feel like you guys would get like super irritated with me. Like, why is she posting 3 projects in one night? Because sometimes I work on 3 projects in one night or in one day. It's just kind of, I get those done, check them off, and I move on. So I am, of course, House Ravenclaw, because House Ravenclaw is the best house. I think Slytherin is going to win year 1. So the books are kind of divided out. Books 1 and 2 are each 1 month, and then books 3 through 7 each get 2 months through the rest of the year. So I think Slytherin is going to win House Cup year 1 is what it's kind of looking like. Ravenclaw is in 2nd place, so I will definitely take that. And yeah, it's been a great group. Like, even if you don't like Harry Potter, you don't read Harry Potter, if you kind of want a challenge on stitching different things, this really, it's a great way to kind of get you excited about other projects and older projects. So with that being said, let's just get right into, let's do whips first. And we'll go from there. So these are in no particular order, mainly the order that I pulled them out of my basket and set them up on my couch. So the first whip that I have is my Mucha Rapunzel. This is by, I think it's it says Pinky the Pink. I think it's Make It Pink on Etsy now. So these designs are by Hannah Alexander, and then she converted them all into cross stitch patterns with Hannah's approval. So I started this last January, I think. It's on 36 count even weave. I don't remember exactly what it is, what kind of fabric it's called. It's probably somewhere over in the mess of stuff. But I did a good little bit. So last time I checked in, I think I had up until about here done. And so I've done all of this and part of her hair. I've used this for several different homework projects. I think between now and my next video, I might just start marking down what project or assignment I use this for. But I've used this for quite a few, like large blocks of color, check. Stitch something in gold for the golden snitch, check. So just kind of deciding, I think I used it for extra credit, I've used it for regular homework assignments, lots of different things. This is a very easy project to work on. It does have, I don't think I'm gonna be able to get close enough to show you. So I am stitching the vast majority of this two threads over 2. But there are some petite stitches. So in that instance, I'm stitching 2 over 1 tent. Because some of the colors, like here, is actually like a tweeted, using 2 different colors. So it would be way too much in that instance to do a full X over 1. With 2 threads, and you kind of have to use 2 threads. So I just was like, well, why don't I just do it in tent stitch? And it's working out pretty nice. I don't have to change like my thread or anything like that because it's staying the same. Even when it is just one color, like the light purple here or the gold, even if it's just one color, it's not tweeted, I just keep it 2 and just do over 1 tent. That makes sense. So there's Rapunzel. It's number 1. Number 2 is one that I'm working on right now. I think the prompt is something that you've modified, and I have completely modified this pattern. I started it for the Harry Meghan Royal Wedding Sal back in May. I did almost nothing on it, and then I ripped what I had done out. When I looked at it, it wasn't turning out the way I wanted it to turn out. I'm kind of a little embarrassed to show this to you right now just because I picked it up the other day to work on it for my homework, for my modification, how you modified a project. And then I really looked at it and I was like, oh, that looks highly inappropriate. So this is going to be a crown when it's all done, which is why I picked it for the Royal Wedding Sal. But right now it looks like something else, which I'm not going to say what it looks like. Use your imagination, ladies, gentlemen, if there are gentlemen that watch me. I don't know if there are, but use your imagination, ladies. So this is my crown. It was originally done in all DMC. I converted it to be in Cryneck, and then I ripped it out because the Cryneck wasn't getting a good coverage that I liked, and I decided to kind of invert the color. So the light colors on the crown I made dark, and the dark colors I made light. So the vast majority it was kind of a dark crown, and so I flipped the colors, and I am using, this is number 4 braid, Cryneck 101 11M, And what I decided to do, so I started stitching with this, it still wasn't exactly what I was looking for. So I went back to the original pattern and looked to see what colors they were using. And again, I kind of inverted them. So this is actually DMC 415 with the Krynic. So it's a blend and it stitches quite nicely. And it's not showing up here as super sparkly, but it does give a little sheen there. I don't know if you can tell or not, but in person, you can definitely tell. I really like this piece. I just need to make it look more like a crown and not like something else right now. So, that's project number 2. Project number 3 is my stained glass Little Mermaid. Got this off of Etsy a long time ago. This is an older project. It's probably my second or third oldest project that I have, and I like it. I added in a lot of like this kind of goldy orange. I think pretty much everything I did was up in her hair. There was some that carried down into the bottom and through her body, but the vast majority of what I added is up in her hair. The colors are fantastic in this. As you can tell, this is done on Aida, black Aida. I probably got it at like Joann's or Michael's. I left myself like no border. So there'll definitely, if I ever finish this, have to be some fabric kind of sewn in to give myself a border so it can get it framed or whatnot. Yeah. So this is where I am at on her. This is a full coverage piece. I actually think I have, when I went back, I only bought Ariel and Rapunzel, because those are my 2 favorite from this particular designer. And then when I went back to buy them, that designer no longer had them, probably because it's like Disney and they made them take it down. But I did find another designer that has them, and I have the whole set. I think it was like a big set for relatively cheap. So I have all of them. I don't know how many I'll do, but I'm just gonna have the patterns, right? That's a whole separate hobby. This one is definitely close to being done. This is a flowered wreath. This is again on Aida, my lovely taped borders, before I learned that you really shouldn't do that to your fabric. I've talked about this pattern before. The pattern itself is actually quite difficult to read. The pages don't line up at all. There's not great grid lines, but I am close to being done. So I think I worked in this blue section here, and I think that was one of the homework assignments, to work on something blue. Oh, for your house colors. And that's what, see, these are coming back to me. I need to start writing these down. So bronze, Ravenclaw's house colors are bronze and blue. So there were some bronzy colors up in her hair, and then the blue came from here. So that's where I got there. See my nice orange grid line. I do think I want to put like some kind of words in the middle. I just don't know what yet. So we'll see when I get that done, if I still want to put words in it. If you guys have any suggestions, let me know, because I have no idea what to put in it. But yeah. This was one of the big pieces that I worked on at Stitch Away. I had lots of people come look at it, and while we were actually there, Megan actually finished her Zuka pattern while we were at Stitch Away. She did hers in white. I think there's 3 of them that kind of did a style together, and it was like make Zuka white or something like that. And so she finished hers while she was at Stitch Away. And I was like, I finished my stem. Because I'm doing mine all in beads. I started this back in October when we went to Tennessee, Sweetwater, for our whistle stop retreat. And yeah, I do love this piece. So it's all in beads, delicate beads. And this is all of the green of the stem. So I'd say I'm probably about 80% done with all the green, because if you look through the pattern, there's some green kind of spaced out throughout the pattern. I just need to move on to the actual pumpkin itself in orange. I only have like 11,000 orange beads to stitch into this project. Yeah, not a problem at all. So my lovely pumpkin needle minder from Sharon. She makes the most gorgeous hand-painted needle minders. One of the lovely ladies from my Whistle Step group. So there's Mazuka. I think I'm using this for one of the year-long extra credit, and I haven't had a chance to pull out and work on that because I've been trying to do just the weekly challenges and the monthly extra credit first before I move on to that. But I still have no idea what I'm going to do it for. I have my starting picture. I just need to figure out how it fits into one of the prompts. So there's that. Another restart that I did down in Sweetwater, this is actually on the way home, is my Rosewood Manor Sunrise pattern. I've talked about that project several times and why I had to restart it. So if you are curious why and you haven't seen one of my videos, go to like the previous video because I think I talked about it a lot. So this is where I am at on this project. So I have that first big medallion done, and I have the first two bands. And I was working on band number 3, which is kind of fading into the fabric a little bit right now, just with the light, but if you look at it, you can definitely see it. Like I can see it pretty well, but I feel like my light's not, like back here you can't see it at all. You can see it there. It's kind of a flower shape. So that is where I'm at on that one. It's on 32 count Banshee Opalescent by Hand-Dyed by Stephanie. I'm really bad about saying fabric names and counts and all that, but if you ever have any questions about that, just shoot me a message below and I will definitely try and answer a question for you. So I worked on Yule Queen. So it's from Australia. She has finished hers. I think Benny Stitchy joined in. She has also finished hers. And this is where I am at. So I got quite a bit more of her dress done, and then I actually started on her head up here. So Zuka and Yule Queen are stitched on the same fabric. Shenanigans, this is 32 count. Zuka is on 28 for the beads to fit properly. This is my oldest and biggest project that I have left, or in my whip pile. I started this in 2009 or 10. 2009 or 10. In college. I can remember doing it in my dorm room. I used this one for several prompts. Probably put in at least 500 or 600 stitches in on it. So, you know, nothing super crazy, but I was able to, I think I was somewhere up in here. So I've done like this here. So I'm started this project, extreme cross country, without marking a pattern, taping the edges, not starting in the center. So yeah, my borders are super equal, right? Top, bottom, right, left. Yeah, awesome. And then when I pulled this out again to start working on it, I was like, I have no idea what I've done. So what I've been doing is 20 stitches wide, like 2 blocks worth at a time. And what I'll do is I'll go into my computer and I'll highlight. It takes me, that's like a whole chunk of time, is to just highlight what I've already done on the computer, because I can see the pattern so much better than the actual pattern that I've taped together and it's like this big. So I go through, highlight everything, and then it can mark off as I go. So makes it a little bit easier, but I'm working in 20 block spaces, filling in as I go. So like this side. I'm liking the way it's turning out. There's the back side. The back is actually relatively clean until you get to this side where I just started carrying threads for my fill-in. But that's all right. No one sees the back, right? So I had counted out like how many columns there are left, and I think if I counted, like if I did a column a month, I could have this done by the end of the year, but I did that last year and it was fun. But I got kind of tired working on the full piece. So I'll just work on this when a prompt arises that it is appropriate for, and just go about it. Yeah. In no time or no rush to hurry. I also worked End Stars and Stripes, Seasons in Chalk Art. There's the original chalk art. There is the stitch piece. I think there were 2 different prompts, one in January and one in February, to stitch something that flies. And so I used this one for both because flags fly, right? So, oops, upside down. So I finished the red stripes, and it's the magazine, which is the best thing. There we go. And then I've started, that's Blue Jay by Gentle Arts, I think it's Gentle Arts. Pattern. Sorry guys, don't steal patterns. So yeah, been working on that. I did switch the red. It's supposed to be Watermelon Punch, I believe, by Weeks. Yeah, Weeks Dye Works Watermelon Punch. I did change that to, I think it's 321, DMC 321. It's just a much more saturated red. I know that the pattern is supposed to make it look more like the flag, which obviously the chalk on the red is not super saturated, but I wanted it to be. And it looks like it is in this picture, but when you actually buy the floss, it's very pink. And I didn't want a pink American flag. So, change things to make them work for you. Alrighty. And the last whip that I worked on is Columbus Skyline. So this was actually one of my mom's projects from way back when. And I think I picked this for the prompt of something that challenges you, or that's different for you, or that makes you think, something along those lines. And I picked that one. You look at it and you're like, that doesn't look that difficult. And it's really not. So I started working in on some of this purple here above the bridge. And like I said, it's not a difficult project in terms of the pattern itself, but because this was my mom's whip, I'm stitching like she stitches, and she stitches, her X's go opposite of mine. So I normally stitch bottom left to top right, and then bottom right to top left coming back. Well, it's reversed. So instead of going like this, it goes like this. So it just takes a little bit more concentration to stitch in that manner when you stitch opposite. So that is where I am at on that. And I think I'm using this for one of my extra credit pieces, right, this month. So the only piece I didn't pull out, or have not yet pulled out, is my Mirabilia, Lady of Mystery. There have been plenty of opportunities too. She just hasn't really called to me yet. So she might get pulled out here soon, but we'll see what happens. I started two new projects at Stitch Away, and then one since that time. So as the Whistle Stop group, we all wanted to start a new project while at Stitch Away. I think we're all really impressed with Lisa's, she did a needlepoint design. I think it's Nancy's needlepoint or needlework or something. She got so far on that. while we were at Stitch Away. It was ridiculous. People kept coming over to just look at her piece. Steph was working on her Wizard of Oz piece. Everyone had something. Katie's ridiculous, and she's doing a year of ink circles. She started 2 different projects. It's kind of having some issues stitching out both of those, but fabric choices, thread choices. She started 3 because she started dragons. She's doing Dragons of Sumatra, which is amazing. She picked a Silks for You floss. Oh my God, it's gorgeous. It's like the prettiest floss I think I've ever seen in my life. That one she actually was doing pretty well on. Lace wings, and there's one that has like all the suits from cards. She did use some DMC light effects, and I don't think she had as much issues stitching with it as she thought she would. But anyways, I started 2 projects while at Stitch Away. The first one was a Shannon Christine Designs that I picked up at StitchCon last year, and it's the deer snow globe. This picture is horrendous. I don't know why designers do this. Have someone stitch your pieces. Like, this isn't a huge piece. It does have some metallics, some Kreinik, and beads. It's got actually quite a bit of beads. Anything circular you see, any circular, shapes, those are actually going to be beads on the pattern. So the jar is outlined in beads. I think the snowflakes have, and the snow in the snow globe has Kreinik. So it's going to be a sparkly piece. The models that they had stitched at StitchCon were fabulous. I don't know why she didn't, it was a trunk show, so they came from the designer. Take a picture of the models and post those instead of this. If I saw this, I wouldn't buy it. I bought it because I saw the model, and the model was freaking gorgeous. Moving on though. So I actually have, I think there's 5 in the series. There's the deer ornaments, a truck, a car, and a sleigh. So I have the truck, the deer, and the sleigh. Truck, deer, sleigh. Those are the 3 I have. I don't know if I would get the car. I am tempted to get the ornaments. And if I do, I want to do them all on this same fabric, which I think is 28 count Looking Glass by Under the Sea Fabrics. So in opalescent, of course, because if you're adding sparkle to sparkle, it makes it even better, right? So, there it is. So I got most of the little deer done. He's super cute. I'm kind of a color completer, so that's what I was doing there. That's why like random pieces are stitched. So I think this is a little tag. These are little pine cones. And then there's the whole bunch of like wreathy garland stuff at the bottom. So that is where I am at on start number 1. Super fun piece. Let me just somewhat fold this up. Katie Glass, of course, counted my fabric for me, make sure I had enough to do at least the 3 pieces that I have. I really think I probably have enough to do 4 on here, but we'll see. We'll see how that works. So there's the first one. The second one, I actually somewhat kitted. When I say kitted, it is a kit itself. It is a Mill Hill. It's the Ghost Trilogy. So this is Ellis. There's also Eerie and Essence. I'm going to stitch all 3 on 1 piece of fabric, and I bought the fabric while I was at Stitch Away, which is why I said I kitted it up. It comes as a kit, right? But I didn't want to do it on the perforated paper. So once I get all 3 of these done on the same thing, I'll probably give them all away together. Whatever. There's really only 3 colors of floss in this one. There's an orange, a black, and a white. And then but I'll give the perforated paper, the pattern, and then whatever beads I have left to somebody else once I finish stitching all of them. So I'm actually really far on this one. I think this is 28 count witching hour, which is a gorgeous blue fabric. And Joe cut this for me, so it's a really long piece like so. I think it'll probably only go to about here, but he gave me plenty in case I wanted to space them out more, which is awesome. So here is, what did I say this one's name is? Alice. I did start on some of the beads up here. His outline. I think I was working on that for a project. One of the prompts was to work on something with beads or metal or metallic. So I picked him because he has come quite a long ways. Most of the stitching is done. The only stitching I have left are these, they are called double herringbone stitches. And so they're just bigger X's, but they crisscross. Excuse me, my nose itches. They're actually really quite fun to stitch, and I don't know why. But yeah, he's super cute. I got most of the back stitching done as well. So pretty much if you feel like something's missing, it's probably beads. There's lots of beads that go in this one. So I'm already getting the you have 15% battery power notification on my phone. So I should probably keep moving before my phone dies. I want to be able to get this posted today. All right. And start number 3 was to stitch something. So I started this one. I've been looking for a reason to start this one, and I probably could have fit it into a couple different challenges, but actually that's not even why I started it. Stitch on something that was green, like a plant. That's what it was. You got an extra point. So if you stitch something green was the prompt, but if you stitched a plant, you got an extra point. So I was like, oh, okay. This is a good reason to pull this out. And then I just worked on it for a prompt that was like, stitch when you were enabled by someone. And so I actually got this pattern as a gift after I commented on Instagram that I loved the pattern. After Heather Moore, the Blessed Stitcher, finished hers last year. And so she just commented on my comment and was like, hey, well, do you want me to send it to you? And I was like, yes, I do. So I finally found a reason to start it, and I'm super glad I did. So obviously, I got lots of white stitching to do. I've done a little bit of the snow, but I started with that tree because I love that tree. I'm stitching this on 32 count vintage country mocha. And I have another needle minder by Sharon. There's a little needle minder snowman. Look at those eyelashes, guys. They're so cute. But here's my tree and a little bit of snow. I did 2 snowflakes. So this piece is lots of fun. It's not huge. You know, I'm normally used to working on big projects. But this one will definitely be passed on as soon as I am done with it. And I love the fact Heather wrote, I don't know if you guys do this. I don't do this to my bags or my patterns, but I have now started. So she wrote on there when she started and when she finished. And so I put my name and when I started. And so I hope that I can pass this on, and then whoever does it does the same, and they can pass it on, and then you can see, whoever gets the pattern will see, you know, where it came from, and kind of, you know, who stitched this piece off of this pattern. So super cute. Love the little cardinals. I love the O in snow, the stripes. It's awesome. So this one's been a lot of fun so far. That's almost all I worked on. Like I said, I had one finish. And I stitched on this for one prompt. And it was something that was in Stitchy jail for some reason. And so I worked on and finished Felix Felicis. So if you've watched one of my older videos, I want to say back in like September or October, I participated in an Instagram smalls exchange specifically for Harry Potter, and my partner's favorite class was potions and for Harry Potter, and this is one of the potions that they don't make it, but he wins it in a competition for making a different potion. And it brings you good luck. So I finished her piece. My plan was to stitch this and then place it on top of a music box, which I did. But I started stitching it on this piece of fabric first, which is 28 count vintage country mocha. It was going great. I had almost all of it done. And then the music box came, and it was actually smaller than it said on Etsy, that it was on Etsy. So this would have fit, but it would have almost come off the edges, and I didn't want that. So I said, fine, I'll finish it someday for myself. And I completely restitched this piece on, I think I ended up using 36 so that I had more edge around the border. I loved how that other piece turned out. I really wish I could get a music box and put it on here, but this would be too big. I'd have to find a bigger one. So I don't know how I'm going to finish this yet. You can see I still have marks because I'm lazy and I don't iron things. The only thing I changed out was I did Felix Felicis in Krynic as well, which of course it's not going to show up here that it's in Krynic, but it is. And then there's lots of Krynic kind of in this swirl here of the potion coming out of the bottle. So first finish of 2019 is right here. So yeah, that is everything I've stitched on. That was a good solid 30-35 minutes of stitching, right? Just talking about my stitching. So I'm going to go through what we got at Stitch Away. I almost said Stitch On, but Stitch Away, what we got there. We got little goodie bags. Everything has been, this is obviously smashed because it's all been sitting in a pile. We got a little love note with our picture of the project that we got to take home. I did my bow kind of off to the side. It's a little like pin cushion type thing. So this was our make and take Sunday morning before we all left. Many of us had to stay and do it because there was a level 3 snow emergency that day. So many of us, we technically weren't supposed to leave because one of the counties, the lodge was like on the border of 2 counties. One was a level 1, which means you can drive. One was a level 3, which means you are not allowed to drive and could be arrested for driving on the roads. Which I understand because when I was leaving, when I was going from one of the back roads, the back road was not plowed at all. I only knew where the road was because people had driven on it before me. And then when I went to go from a back road to a main road, I had to stop because obviously there's a stop sign and there were cars coming, so I couldn't just keep going. Well, when I went to start going again, I didn't have enough traction to go over the mound of snow where they had plowed. And so I was like, I'll just back up. Well, I backed up and then I couldn't go forward and then I couldn't back up anymore and I was stuck. Thankfully, I was stuck right next to this house. They had a shovel sitting outside. I knocked on the door. No one answered, so I was like, I'm just going to borrow the shovel. My sister thought that was weird that I did that. But I was like, I don't know what else to do. Didn't know what else to do. Those people did come out of the house then. And I was like, I'm not stealing your shovel. I'm just stuck. And they were very nice and helped push me out of the snow. Yeah. And then once my car was moving, like it was a country road. So like I was turning onto a country road. So it's not super heavy traffic. And I was like looking, I was like, I don't see any cars. I'm just going to keep going. I'm running the stop sign. And so I had my door open, they pushed me and my car was moving. I was like yelling out the car door like, thank you so much. I'm not gonna stop my car, but thank you. And then I just drove off. There are nice people in the world, guys. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little free patterns in our and we got some candies, chocolates. I need to take that out and actually eat it. We got a pencil and a pair of pair of scissors that kind of fold down. So those are cool. Yarn craft supplies. So everybody got those. And then Cecilia Turner of Heart and Hand was our guest designer. And so she brought us a few different things that, of course, I am obsessed with. So, hold on, I combined two things. So she gave us these little thread keeps that go with the matching pattern. And it says spread it kindness. And this is for her 25th year of designing. And so there, I think, are 25 hearts is what she said on this pattern. So lots of, there's some small ones in that little banner there underneath kindness. There's the heart and hand, right? So that's the first one that she gave us. And then the second one is keepsake friends. So the real keepsakes in life are friends. This is super adorable, even though I'm not a huge chicken fan. Again, this is a fully kitted project with color and cotton threads and fabric. That was one of the trunk shows they had there as well for us. So this is everything you need to complete it. And they also gave us the frame, so it would need to be painted black, or a different color if you wanted to, or you can leave it this color if you felt so inclined. Most of the table were thinking like maybe we could figure out how to get a train stitch there instead of the chicken for our whistle stop crew. I don't think anyone has done that yet, but if I get around to doing this, I might attempt to do a train instead of the chicken, because chickens are cute, but I don't know if I really want to stitch a whole lot of chickens. Not my thing. So Celia Turner was awesome. She definitely made it, I feel like she made it around to every table, spent some time with each table. She showed us at our back table how she stitches, which is really interesting and kind of makes sense to me, although I've tried it and it just feels awkward to me. But she showed me that, and then how to do, I think they're called colonial knots rather than in place of French knots on projects. So she was super nice, came around, like I said, and hung out with all the different tables. Let's go through freebies and gifts, other gifts that I got. So Delisha, Kentucky Sass, brought me this, the Etoile, whatever, little tray. I think there might be one or two missing that she used, but the rest are all there. So this is the stuff that has a little bit of sparkle to it. But yeah, she gave me the whole set. She wasn't, I don't think she enjoyed stitching with it too much. And she knows that I like to stitch with anything metallic. So she gave that to me. And I just realized that She also gave me a Kreinik color cheat sheet, which I actually have one sitting like right there. Thanks, Delisha. So yeah. That was the first gift, and that was pretty much in my room when I got there, because Katie Glass was there first. So she checked in. I removed Katie Glass and Candy. So thank you, Delisha. Other stitchy little gift that we got. So this is my favorite pair of scissors, and the lovely Lisa made us all scissor fobs. So it's got an M on it. My favorite color is blue, and my birthday is in January, so it uses a little garnet, which is a red stone. So she kind of customized those for us, and then found these cute little train charms. Love this, Lisa. Thank you. Whatever, I'm missing something that I put away. There it is. The lovely Sharon also gave us some more needle minders. So you guys saw this is my little tote from Crystal from Christmas. So Sharon made these little snowmen. This is actually a pin. It's not a needle minder, but she made a matching needle minder. So this is the one that I picked out. I love his little red scarf. He's super cute. Little coil. Which she said we were her product testers. So I think she wanted to put the magnet somewhere else, but for me it works. And he stays right there across from the little buddy. And then she also made these lovely little sunflower needle minders. So cute. Look at the detail on that, guys. So cool. So yeah, those are my stitchy gifts. I did make some stuff I made little goodie bags that had like chocolate, some candies, sweet tarts, of course. I love sweet tarts. Socks, little notepad sticky things. And then I made these little needle cases. So this is mine. These were pill boxes that I got off of Amazon. I took the tray out inside, and inside I put, so there's 2 of the earth magnets underneath, kind of like some cardstock layered up. And then I put some washi tape over it. So I did a couple of different kinds of washi tape. Sorry, the sun is like right in my eye right there. Oh. I liked the flower one, and then my favorite color is blue. So I did needle cases for all of my What's This Up crew, and then one of the ladies that I met there last year, her name is Kathy. Hi, Kathy. We were both new to Stitch Away last year. Saw each other at StitchCon. I love Kathy so much, so I made her one as well. But yeah. All right, I have 5% left. Time to power through, guys. Power through. So there's mine. I epoxied, cut out the little letters. They were stickers, but I trimmed down the plasticky look around them and epoxied the crap out of that. So, little needle case. I may have one at some point for a giveaway for you guys. Freebies that I got. Ink circles. I still do. There's 2 different charts in there. Someone gave this to Katie, and when we opened up, she was looking through it. There were actually 2 whole copies of the chart, like complete packages. So like the person just accidentally bought 2 charts. So Katie gave one to me, and there was a little bit of silk left in there, which I love. I'm going to try and find this because this is like the prettiest silk I've ever seen. The lovely Kathy let us pick from her giveaways before she put them on the table. And I grabbed the Cricut Collection Winter and the Cricut collection autumn. So thank you, Kathy. You are the best. I can't show you this one. I can. I just have to do this. So this is a cute little pillow. It's a horrible picture, but they're little crabs. I don't know why, but I'm obsessed with crabs lately. I have 3 or 4 crab patterns recently. And then I also found this one, which is called Dickens Christmas. I think I would do it in different colors, but it's a cute little geometric pattern that's got some beads in there as well. That looks like a quick little stitch. I don't think there's like one specialty stitch. The rest are just regular cross stitches. This was a freebie that they passed around. Sorry, I don't know what happened there. This was one of the trunk shows, but then they were freebies that they came. And so they're little stars. And they show you how to do the different types of stitches inside. So you can kind of mix and match and make up your own little star, which is kind of cool. So they use beads and metallics. I loved all the colors on those ones. And then Katie had a whole tote bag full of magazines and stuff she was giving away. So I took several different ones. I might pause here and see if I can find, and let my charge phone up for a little bit, see if I can find the patterns that I specifically picked these 5 magazines for. So give me a minute and I'll be right back. Except I'll be back in 2 seconds for you guys. I'm back. Sorry if the camera just moved a whole lot. I obviously had to move it to charge it. But I did look through the books and I found in the magazines what patterns I was interested in. So this is from February 2018, Just Cross Stitch magazine. And I like the Let It Snow pattern. Super cute. I love the font and I love how pretty the snowflakes are with the 2 different colors mixed in. And I love how it's finished. So that's the first one. Second one, this is Just Cross Stitch, August 2018. I really liked this little ornament. I like this one. I like the snowman. I think that was it. So I think I liked those 3 for ornaments. This is Just Cross Stitch, December 2014. Elegant Christmas tree. I love it. Mainly because it's got some sparkle in it. I don't know if I'd ever stitch this, but I like it. I like it enough to keep it in my stash. Alright. Vintage Kitchen is what the next pattern is called, but this is Just Cross Stitch, February 2015. This is Vintage Kitchen. Super cute. And when I was looking through, I actually found another one that I liked, which is Orchid Intrigue, which is a little geometric heart design. That looked really pretty, and some kind of variegated floss. Yes, I think so. And then the last one is a Leisure Arts Hold That Thought Bookmarks by Sandy Orton. And I mainly got this one because I liked the little cupcakes on there. I like that little tray. I don't know if I would stitch it as a bookmark, but just to have that right there. Either the individual cupcakes or the cupcake tray as a whole. While I was looking through it, I do kind of like this blue-greeny one that says bibliophile. It says, so it's like a definition: bibliophile, a person who loves or admires books, to a collector of books. I don't know if I've ever shown you guys my family room that I sit in, but I got a lot of books. So there's one bookshelf filled, and then that entire bottom cabinet also has books. And then there's another one over there. I don't know if I made it that far because I'm sitting and I didn't turn. But there's so 2 bookshelves on either side. Oh, there we go. Of my fireplace that are filled with books. And I have more books upstairs. I am definitely a collector of books. So that one I may make for myself. So those were all magazines that I stole from Katie Glass. Which just leaves me, I know you're thinking, you still have more stuff? Yes, I do. I have my purchases in my keepsakes bag, right? So those are all from Stitch Away. Let me show you the one purchase that's not a Stitch Away purchase. So it is an online purchase. I got these on one of the Stash Unloading sites. I think it was literally like Stash Unloading, which now I get why people don't really like that group. Like, I didn't email or give the lady my email, and like, so she commented and was just like, hey, I tried messaging you, but I didn't hear back, because apparently Facebook makes it really hard to see messages from people that are not your friends anymore. Like, I literally had to search for 15 minutes to try and find that, because I was like, she didn't message me. There's no way she would have messaged me. Like, I would have like almost instantly messaged her back. Well, she did, but it took me like 15 minutes to find it. And so I was just like, sorry, like, here it is. And then like almost immediately after that, like, one of the administrators was like, make sure you like comment underneath my post, like that I had messaged her back, like, oh, here's my email, yada, yada, yada. Sorry, I didn't see it. Make sure within claiming 24 hours, like within 24 hours of claiming a piece, you email the seller your email. Sorry, get off my back. I'm probably gonna get kicked out for that now, but whatever. I got these. So I was able to claim 3 of these patterns. Someone else had claimed one of the random 4, or one of the set. So I was like, darn it, I'll just have to find it somewhere else and be that weird person that just buys one. But thankfully the seller actually had 2 of them, and she was willing to part with them. So I got, these are the Lizzie Kate double flips Merry Christmas by the letter. So this is MERR, my favorite time, every year, remember and rejoice. This is RYCH. So we have Yuletide Comes, Christ is Born, Holy Night, I think Ringing Bell, no. Yuletide Comes, what's the R? Oh, it's literally just 3. Okay, there we go. The first one's 4, the second one's 3. This one is RIST. We have Ringing Bells, Icicles Glow, Snow Falls, Time Together. And then the last one is MAS, another 3 set, which is Magic Moments, Angels Sing, Season of Joy. And I'm thinking that, yeah, the fireplace is included in that Season of Joy. So now I have the whole set of those. Yay. And I think if there are charms, I think the charms are in here, or buttons or whatever they are. That one had buttons. More buttons. So I think that's just buttons, but the buttons are included, which is nice. So I don't have to go try and find them. So that was my only purchase outside of the trunk shows at Stitch Away. And I have a pretty hefty bag here. So I bought some random stuff, like I bought a tacky bob for my beads. Never used one of these. These are great. I bought a new Q-snap. There might be some more trinkets that I've already started. Sorry, I don't know why my nose is so itchy right now. Some other trinkets that I bought that I've already used, but they're just stitchy tools that, you know, we all use. So in the trunk show though, I bought Themes of the needle from the cauldron. Mini pom-pom in little boy gray, because I love little poms. And then I bought some fabric clips as well, that I would give those a try. So a couple different sizes of those. And then let's do fabric first. So Color and Cotton had a trunk show, but it didn't come until like Friday or Saturday. So most of the people had already done quite a bit of their shopping. I remember buying that one. Oh, that's right. I went back and bought that. I was like, I haven't bought 4. I went back and bought more because I can't help myself. So most of the people had already gone shopping. I already had quite a full bag. And then Color and Cotton came in, and they had a display, and Katie and I were like, well, we'll go get in line and be sneaky. So we left and stood in line. And of course, there were only 15 people ahead of us, which was fine. But we were closer to the front of the line, so we did get to kind of pull some stuff that we wanted. And these are the fabrics that I got. So I got kind of a variety. This first one is, I love this one. This is an Oops dye. It's literally called Oops Dye #1. And it is 40 count Newcastle linen. So I don't have 40 count, but I don't think I'll have a problem stitching on it. I can see. My eyes are pretty good. And I think this is a fat, whatever 17 by 26 is. Is that a fat quarter? I think this is a fat quarter. And then, yes, because a 13 by 17 is a fat 1/8, which is what I have next. And this is also 40 count Newcastle in the color Salem, which is a gorgeous purpley gray dark fabric. It's very pretty. So Salem, Oops dye. Similar, much more purple, much more blue. I also got, this is 32 count opalescent linen in Punta Cana. Sparkle. You guys know I love my sparkle. I'm pretty sure somebody wanted to steal this one out of my hand. Sorry, not sorry, I have it. You can pry it from my cold dead fingers. So I got an 1/8 of a yard there. I think the rest of these are 8s. Yeah, they are. So this is 32 count Irish green Jobelin. Very pretty color. 1/8 of a yard. And 1/8 of a yard of Lugana 32 count Rose Water. So I got a Lugana, I got a Jobelin, I got opalescent linen, and then 2 things of 40 count. So 32, 40, a little bit of everything, linen. Yeah, so I think I got a good variety. I don't have projects in mind for any of these, but it was definitely fun to just kind of grab some stuff, and we'll see what I use them for. I'm gonna have a fun time putting all of this away, by the way, guys. Oh, I bought a new Snag Nabbit because for some reason I lose Snag Nabbits like it's my life. If I drop a needle, I can find it in my couch, I can find it on the carpet or my rug underneath me. I can find a needle, no problem. I drop one of these giant pokey things and I can never find them. I don't know why. So I always have to have spare on hand. Like I think I'm on like my 3rd or 4th, and I've just started using them back in like September or October maybe. I don't know why. Can't keep track of a Snag Nabbit, but I can't. Oh, that was my bill. I don't want to look at that. And then the last thing I have are some patterns that I bought at the trunk show. So this is just one from Keepsakes, since I got autumn and winter. I bought Spring from the Cricut collection. So it's a smaller copy, but now I only need Summer to have that full set. I don't know if I could do all the months. I love some of the months, but that's a lot of stitching. So 4 patterns is not too bad. Spring is cute. Winter, out of the 3 that I have, winter is probably my favorite one. So I have that one. This was also not part of the trunk show, but it's Christmas in the Snow. I bought Halloween in the Rain last time I went to Keepsakes. This is a Cory bought a Cory pattern. Super cute. I love these. Sorry, I'm not going to pull this out of the package and you're getting some nice glare. But so now I have Halloween in the Rain and Christmas in the Snow. Heart and Hand. So then, let's do Erica Michaels first. So I got 2 Erica Michaels patterns. This one is called Ask, Seek, and Knock. So it's a little door. This is done on 40 count gauze, silk gauze, which is included in the chart pack. And it says, ask and it will be given to you, seek and you will find, knock and the door will be open to you. So 40 count silk gauze over 1. I'm going to try and stitch it like that because I might change some of the colors. It's kind of dark, but I love this one. And I also got, this is Joyful Christmas by Erica Michaels. It's also stitched on 40 count gauze. It says, Merry Christmas, love, joyful, fa la 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 la. I might also try and brighten up some of those colors, but I really like this one. This is another one where the models really sold the chart to me. So she had all these stitched and I was like, oh look, she just took like pictures and put them in frames. And I picked it up and I'm like, holy crap, that's actually stitched. I don't know if you guys have ever seen anything stitched on 40 count silk gauze over 1. It's stunning, but it's tiny. Like, this pattern is probably like this big. Yeah, so I bought 2 of those. And then, of course, because it was a Heart and Hand, you know, she was the designer. She had a rather large trunk show. There are quite a few that I liked. So this is a wee one called Always You. I don't know what it is about this pattern, but I love it. It's super cute. I am single. Hopefully someday I will find someone to stitch this for. It was always you. I think I just love it because it's on that blue fabric with the white. Stunning. What is that stitched on? What fabric is that? 28 count Haunted. I need to get me some Haunted in my life, guys, because that's super cute. And then, I don't know why I love this one so much, but I do. This is Snow Woes. Life in Ohio right now, guys. It rained like the last 3 days, and then I woke up this morning and there was snow on the ground. And I'm over it. Completely over it. Ohio, get your life together. I think that's most of the country right now, though. Snow Woes. Little bird sitting on his arm. So cute. And this is a kit. So this is a little bit more on the expensive side, but I loved it, and it's a limited edition because it has everything inside. And so this is Gratitude. And it says, gratitude makes everything grow. And they give you everything inside to finish just like that. I think I just love that floral pattern, floral fabric. Love it. I feel like I want to start this one right now. We'll see what happens. I still have some homework to finish stitching and some extra credit. So while this is uploading, I think that's what I'm going to work on, is finishing my stitches for my extra credit and my homework. I'll probably do it because it'll take a little while for things to upload, kind of edit. But yeah, so that is that. If you guys have any questions, please post them in the box below. I try to get to questions. I've been really bad about just responding to comments in general. I do want you to know I do read your comments even if I don't respond to them. A lot of times I'll look at them, like I'll get a notification when I'm at work and I'll just look at it real quick before I go back to seeing, you know, my next patient or whatever. Work has been really busy. It's literally the story of my life since we moved into our new building last year. Yesterday was our 1-year anniversary in our new building. They're having pizza today to celebrate on my day off. I looked at the boss yesterday and I was like, really? I was like, shouldn't we have had pizza today? And she goes, I kind of forgot about it. And then someone mentioned it to me this morning. She goes, and it was kind of a little late to throw a party then at that point. So she goes, we're doing it tomorrow. And I was like, oh. She goes, you're not here tomorrow, are you? I was like, no. She goes, oh, sorry. But that's fine because we have a meeting on Thursday. The boss will bring in food for that. And we have a carry-in on Friday we have a PT student that is leaving. So, work. Work is my life. We weren't supposed to have 5:30 patients anymore. I've had a 5:30 patient in every slot that I'm intended to. I have to do 2 a week. So mid-January they told us we're going to take away 5:30s off the schedule unless we really need them. And I've had one scheduled every Monday and Tuesday since that time. So apparently we really need them. We just had a big staff meeting, not just the PT department, but speech and OT, kind of the whole rehab department. And I think in the hospital, we are the only department that is meeting / exceeding budget. Everybody else is under budget in terms of patient counts. So we're doing really well. It just obviously makes for long, busy days. Yeah. So, but I do look at your comments. That's how I got off on that rabbit hole. I read them. I don't always have time to respond to them. So I definitely appreciate you. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot what I wanted to do. I wanted to give a huge shout out to Crystal and Lisa, 2 of my tribe members, Whistle Stop Gang. They made their own Flosstube video, Stitching the Dream. They are both the sweetest, most kind-hearted people you will ever meet. And their new channel is awesome. So you should go check them out. I will link them below. I won't link anything else because I'm lazy, but I will link those 2 below. So if you have not watched them, go check them out because they are super sweet. Now I think I am done. Sorry, Crystal and Lisa, that I squeezed you in at the very end of my video, but I totally forgot and I didn't want to forget. And so I didn't forget, but I forgot. And so I got you in at the end. Now I'm rambling. And so I'm going to go. Thanks for stopping in. I'll see you guys hopefully in like another 2 weeks. That's going to be my goal. And like I said, I'm going to try and write down what projects I did what for. So if you're interested in that, if you're not, sorry. I'm just going to be me. So I will see you guys next time. Bye.